Hello and welcome to Wakenya Majuu, the show that's all about Kenyans living in the diaspora. I am your host, Grace Jenga. Now on this show, we will be bringing you Kenyans living out there in the diaspora. We will be visiting them wherever they are, and they will be telling us their stories, how they landed there, what it is they do out there, any challenges they face out there as Kenyans in the diaspora. Most importantly, they will be taking us on a tour of the landmarks in the countries where they live, the tourist attraction sites. So if you're looking to go on holiday abroad, stick around and you could be getting ideas into that. Now today we are in London. Behind me is the Tower Bridge, and we've got one of our Kenyans out here in London who's going to be telling us his story and taking us around the city. So ladies and gentlemen, please meet Jackson Simatei. Hello Jackson.
Hello.
Asante sana. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for having us and agreeing to show us around. Could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself, please?
I'm a Kenyan, Britain. I live in West London.
Yeah.
I live close to Heathrow Airport, as you will be hearing some planes in
Is
the
that
background.
what you're hearing in the background?
Yes, that's Heathrow Airport,
Oh,
one of
brilliant.
the busiest airports in the world.
Brilliant.
So there's a plane taking off every 30 seconds and there's another one landing every 30 seconds.
Brilliant.
So it's quite a busy airport. I've lived here for quite a long time. I've lived in London itself for over 13 years. I've lived in the UK for more than 21 years. I was born in Kenya, a place called Chemunada, which is in Elgeyo Marakwet County, and went through schooling at that same place, and managed to go and work in Mombasa as well.
Okay, brilliant. So what do you do here in London?
So in London, I do Transport for London. I work for Transport for London. I manage the underground, and I work in project and program management for looking after what we call the central line upgrades. So we are making the central line better. So as you understand, in London we've got 12 underground lines, and one of them is what I'm looking after.
So unafanya SGR huko, but on a bigger scale.
On a bigger scale, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you could go back a bit, how did you land here to start with? Because I think that's normally the biggest challenge. Like, how do people come to the UK? Wengine nasikia they don't come through the airport, so ulifitia airport ama?
So I came through the airport, yeah,
Okay, brilliant.
airport. I came to study in University of Birmingham.
Okay.
So I landed in Birmingham. That was my first place to be way back in 2001.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were there any, when you come into the UK initially, did you encounter any struggles, or was it straight away you went to school and then jumped onto a job, or how was that experience?
It was quite an experience because I already used to work in Kenya. So when I came here to study, it was quite a challenge to go back to school, trying to juggle normal life, work and studying at the same time. But initially it was a challenge because of the weather. I came in September time, and it was going into autumn, which is a bit colder. Then I had my first winter at that time, and it was quite cold. And yes, I lived in Mombasa and then come to England, where it was
It's a shock to the system,
It was
isn't
a
it?
shock to the system. Second thing which was very difficult was the language, because in Birmingham they have an accent.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I couldn't get it. It really struggled for a couple of months before I knew what they were saying.
Yeah.
Half of the time, yes.
Okay. And then is it challenging because we do speak English at home?
Yes.
So what is it that makes it different from here, or how is it different?
It was the accent. So
Right.
we do speak very good English in Kenya because we do what we call British English, but actually it's a modern standard English. But in here they were speaking accents, and it varies from one area to the next. So what we call Mancunian, we got Brummies, we got London's Cockneys, we call them in London. They're all different accents, but it's the same language, just shortened some of the words.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the highlights of your life here as a Kenyan living in the diaspora? What is it about the UK that you like,
Yeah.
or what is good for the Kenyans in this country?
So what I will always say is opportunities in this country are galore. You've got everything you want to do, you will do it. Anything you want to try your hand in, you'll make it. There are so many opportunities. There's so many places to improve yourself. There's education quality is very good in this country. They do teach very high standard, and you can use whatever skills you gain in the world in this country. You can use it around the world. And one thing I found in this country is, you can do whatever you want as long as you're willing to work hard and go on pursue.
Okay. And there's a lot of money, yeah?
Money is another story.
That's what we hear.
Yeah, the money
What
is
about the money? How is it? How do you come about it? Because I think there's talk of people doing so many shifts to make ends
more.
meet, but you still get to make those ends meet at the end of it.
Correct. So although you get a good money in this country, the quality of life is a bit higher.
Okay.
So you still pay for the quality of good life. But the good thing with this country as well is you've got very good healthcare system,
right.
which if you pay what we call the national health services, or you pay for your national insurance, it pays for that service, so you can actually go to hospital and no one is going to ask you for registration fee, consultation fee, or anything like that.
Right.
Second thing about this country is efficiency. As I told you, I do run transport system, and if the train is supposed to come in the next 2 minutes, that train you will be sure in the next 2 minutes it will be there.
Yes.
And it's very efficient. Everything is written, is clear, information is very clear. The roads are very good, they're very well maintained. The junctions are, they've got signals. There's no traffic police standing everywhere telling people where to go, because the systems are quite clear. The signage is good.
Yeah.
The signals are properly maintained, and everyone moves around, and it's very efficient. So
Okay.
there's good efficiency in this country.
Brilliant. Now, we were going to talk about the good and the not so good.
Yeah.
So you've had the good.
Yeah.
What's the not so good about this country for Kenyans?
I think as a Kenyan, you will struggle to fit in if you don't know if you haven't got interpersonal skills. This country is very easy to be lonely. People will be sitting next to you, but they will never say hi.
Right.
Your neighbor cannot say hi to you, so don't expect your neighbor coming on the morning saying jumbo. There's nothing like that.
Right.
So it's very easy to be lonely. So you need to be very outgoing
Yes.
and have people skills so that you know exactly you can get along with things. Second thing is, here in this country is never look at the value of things, then convert it into Kenyan shillings. You will never eat.
Absolutely.
You will never eat because you'll be shocked. Everything is £5 and above, or
Right.
£6 and above, and what you would buy 600 shillings in Kenya, you're paying thousands. So that's where one of those issues.
Shall we have an example, like a loaf of bread here?
Yeah.
How many pounds do you buy it for?
I think it's around £1.50.
And how much is that in Kenyan shillings?
Kenyan shilling, you talk about 300.
300 pounds. Oh, sorry,
300 shillings.
300 shillings.
If you go by exchange rate of 180, so you talk about 300.
300 shillings.
Yeah.
When if you convert, you'll never eat.
You will never eat.
Imagine
so
buying a loaf of bread for 300 shillings.
Yeah, you will never eat.
I
So
mean, we do complain like it's about 50 shillings now,
Yeah.
but it's still because of the economy back home, it's still very expensive. But
Correct.
I do see what you mean. So that's one of the downsides to the conversion of money and all that.
That's true. And then, of course, when you're abroad, everyone is asking for money from you.
Yes.
So you'll be brought into every WhatsApp group,
Yes.
every Arambe, and everyone is looking for you, and they expect you to give something.
This is where the money is. We
Yes,
have
exactly.
to.
Yes, exactly. So,
Right. Okay then. So finally,
Yeah.
for anyone that's looking to come to the UK now, what challenges are there, or what would you like to advise them?
I would advise anyone who wants to come to the UK, there's opportunities here, so you can easily come in here, but make sure you come in the right way, so don't try to use the boats, as we call them. Don't use these dinghies to come into the UK, because they will find you out.
Yeah.
This country, as long as you're normalized and you got all your papers right, you can work in any sector you want.
Yes.
I can employ you in the underground, I can employ you anywhere. You can employ you in Heathrow Airport, as you can hear planes going out behind us now. So everything is there. The opportunities are there. It's just you to look for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how easy is it connecting with other Kenyans when you come here?
When in this country, you've got to develop a network of friendship. So before, when I came, there was no Facebook, there was no WhatsApp. There was also on the landline, so you had to know people's numbers and you have to write them down and call them.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's very easy. Join WhatsApp group, connect with people, ask people who is where, and you will find them. There's a few Kenyans in this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for telling us a bit more of the London life.
Yes.
Where will you be taking us today?
I will be showing you around London, so I wanted to give you landmark places like Houses of Parliament,
Right.
called Palaces of Westminster.
Okay.
Which is connected by Jubilee Line, which is one of the latest. It's this line was launched in 1996.
Is that the underground, yeah?
The underground. So
Okay.
I've got 11 lines. So one of them is Jubilee line.
I like the way you say I've got, because you
yeah.
sort of manage them.
Yeah, because I'm proud of it. We work so hard
Absolutely.
to make it there, and
Absolutely.
so we'll show you that, and hopefully we get time we can show you Buckingham Palace.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, so
Okay,
hopefully
then.
you can see King Charles.
Thank you. King Charles. I highly doubt that, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right then, thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. So this is the underground monument here. This is the underground. These are tubes. These are trains which go below the ground. We are almost at 35 meters below ground now. We are going further down to the Jubilee line, which is another line which is 10 meters below us. Central line is behind us, which is another 3 meters below. So this is Bond Street. It's quite Karibu London. This is how we walk. This is how we travel in the underground. Karibuni. This is the Palace of Westminster. These were built in the 1700s, I think. So they've been having several buildings between here and them. This is the House of Parliament, where all the MPs are working from. This is where policy of government is made. All laws are made from here. And that Ben, Big Ben, that's real cold on it. And it took 2 years to renovate it a couple of years ago. And I remember when we were working on it, it's been one of those iconic London features that we have all the time. London Eye is an iconic feature in London. It was built in the millennium. It's one of those features when you watch New Year celebrations. This is where we start from. That eye is always rotating. You can see it. You think it's not moving. It actually moves, and it takes half an hour to go from bottom to the next. Half an hour, and it gives you a good panoramic 360 degrees of London, so you can see everything in London. Now, if you see on the river, this is River Thames. As you can see, the clipper, what we call the clipper, that's the Uber boats, and you pay for it, you go around London. This is Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is one of the oldest bridges in the world. It's one of those bridges which has a feature where if a tall ship passes through, it has to lift up, and it opens up, closes all traffic, and then allows the ship to go through. And then once the ship is gone through, it brings it down again. This was one of the features that allowed London to big ships to come to London without having to block anything else. So that was it's a very good feature in London, one of the oldest bridges. So Greenwich is the place where time starts. This is the 0 degrees latitude. Before you start moving 0 degrees west, 10 degrees west or 10 degrees east. This is 0 degrees latitude. That's why you get the Greenwich Mean Time, which is always the feature of the world. That's where everyone starts time from. So if it is 0 or 12 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, you start adding or minusing time as per where you live in the world. So there's a feature in the world, this is where they start, 0 degrees latitude. This Buckingham Palace. This palace, it never used to be the residence of the monarchy. It was taken away from a man called Buckingham. That's why it's called Buckingham Palace. But it's owned now by the royal family. This is where the king, previously it was his mom, her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth, used to live here for almost 70 years throughout her reign of power. The son now is living here, who is King Charles III, and whoever is going to follow him, this is their London residence. This is where the king lives in London. So this is the telephone. So as you can see, a long time ago, you come in, you put your coins into it, yeah, and then you make your calls. And actually, it's a working telephone. It's working. This is one of the features of London. Yeah, I don't want to let someone else come and do it. As you can see the number there. I don't want to show you the number. So next time you want to call Kenya, this is how you come and call from the telephone. When I came to this country, we didn't have mobile, so I used to use this phone a lot. So it gives me nice memories of early millennium, before the mobile phones were around. Yeah, so this is a feature of London, very big feature. Now Natuma salamu kwa mama yangu, to my mom, Mrs. Simatei, Anna Simatei in Chamanada, to my brothers Ronald, my brothers Abraham, my brothers Kevin, my brothers Johnston, my brother Albert in US, and my sister Millie. Thank you so much. I miss you, and I will see you when I come for Christmas.
Hi everyone, my name is Lai from Kenya, but I reside in Germany, Hamburg. And ningetaka kutuma salamu nyumbani back to my mom and dad in Naivasha, my brothers Ian, Timo, Marvin, and my sister Brenda, and also my friends akina Nimo, akina Shiko. Habari zenyu, I miss you guys so much.
My name is Wilson Waiter the artist. Ningetaka kutuma salamu kwa wale watu wametoka area yangu pale Karatina, nimetoka Karatina Nyeri. Madhe yangu akiwa Nyeri na my sister zangu wakiwa huko bado, na watu wa Kenya and my girlfriend from Kenya. What's up, what's up?
Majina yangu ni Paris Wanjiko Kamau, natoka London. Naweza kasalimia ndugu yangu Leonard Ngede Kamau, Manase Daya Kamau, Stephen Dairo Kamau, Joyce Nyandia Kamau na Pauline Kamau kutoka Karura.
So thank you so much for watching. That is all for today, unfortunately. I really hope you enjoyed watching the London episode. If you would like to host us wherever you are, do get in touch with us on the contacts provided here. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Otherwise, that's all from me for today. See you at the next destination.